What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Life's a Garden. Today's guest is making his return here on the show. He's been a long-time guest, been here several times, one of my best friends. In fact, we went to Vegas together just a few weeks ago. And as per the usual of late, we will be doing another blind taste test. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Mack Anderson. And we're live. Not really. Cheers. Welcome back to the show.
Cheers, buddy.
It's first time as a solo guest in a while. Because last time you were on was for the Super Bowl party one, right?
Yeah, the Super Bowl party one, and then, what was it? It was almost around this time, wasn't it? Well,
yeah, I don't remember. I'd have to look back.
yeah, it's been over a year, definitely now.
Well, there's been a change in operations around these parts. So you get to experience this for the first time.
Sweet.
I'm now starting my episodes with 10 random questions just to get the ball rolling.
Okay.
For any of the listeners out there, they'll get to know you real fast. I'm sure I know the answers to all these questions. I didn't have time to actually plan them. Here we go. So I'm just going to kind of randomly pick off this list. Okay. What do you think is the best cereal?
That's a toughie. It's almost more where, which one am I really in the mood for? Damn it. I'd say I always go back to just, Captain Crunch.
Peanut Butter Crunch?
No.
Berries?
No. I'm just the regular Captain Crunch dude. If it was Captain Crunch, just the yellow parts, or Captain Crunch with berries, I'm going for just the regular Captain
That's
Crunch.
what I mean, peanut butter crunch.
No, it's not peanut butter, though.
Oh.
It's just regular Captain Crunch.
Oh. I thought it was called peanut butter crunch.
No.
Well, anyway. Okay. Good. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Free Fallin'.
Good choice.
You knew that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did know that one. Like I said, I'm kind of just picking off this list. If you were to move anywhere on the planet, where would it be for the rest of your life?
Man, I don't know. So, excluding, obviously, being in Montana, we have to move somewhere else.
Yeah. You can move anywhere else in the world.
It's hard because I have never been to some of these places I'd probably want to move to.
Right. Well, it's all theoretical.
I probably would like to go to Scotland.
Good choice. I was going to say, mine's Ireland.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to jail?
Yes.
Want to elaborate?
I mean, for just a few hours.
Okay, yeah. Just in a holding.
Yeah.
You don't gotta elaborate.
Well, you kind of know the story.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then never mind. We don't gotta dive into it.
But because of COVID, they couldn't keep us.
Yeah. You don't gotta dive into it. I didn't know if that was the only time. I maybe something in high school or something like that.
Nope, that was the only time.
What is the most annoying thing on a flight? This is very, perfect timing, since we just flew to Vegas.
Nothing really annoyed me this time, though.
No, I know, but, okay, just, it's funny in that sense, but...
Okay, I would say the most annoying thing in a flight is the fact that you always get to your seat without the guy or the person who's supposed to be in the window seat. And so you have to get up, you're guessing who it's going to be, and you have to get up so they can sit down. Why weren't they on the flight beforehand? They should figure that zoning crap out. So, the people in the back get on first.
Was that 5 questions now?
Wasn't
I'm
counting.
not counting either, so we might go more or less. Flats or drums
What?
for wings? Like flats or drums?
Oh, for chicken wings? Was a flat the wing part?
Mhm.
Oh, it's gonna be the drum.
Really? I'm a wing, or I'm a flat.
Well, you have two bones that you have to fuck with.
What is your all-time favorite Christmas movie?
All-time favorite Christmas movie. Gosh, I love a lot of them. I think the one I can consistently watch the most of all of them, and I watch a lot of them, but the one I could watch almost in summertime is Elf.
Great one.
Yeah,
Classic.
That's the one I can watch most than any of the others.
First kiss.
I could tell. I don't. Well, like pecking doesn't count, right? Like just like, or more like my first makeout.
I mean, you
I'd consider that more my first kiss than like,
okay.
whatever.
You go wherever you want to go with this.
It was a girl I was dating. How old was I? I don't remember. But in the Kalispell Mall, you know how when you have to go to the bathrooms in a mall, it's always in like back hallway corridors, and we must have been in like a breach of like where a store would be, but the doors. So it was like just like a bit of a nook through the hallway we were sitting, and my friends at the time, I was with my young girlfriend, us young kids, and then my buddy was with his girlfriend, and they kissed and then dared us to, and I wasn't really prepared for what was gonna happen, but like my girlfriend at the time was, I want to say, a year older than me, and must have had more makeout experience because I never have done that before. And she like straight up stuck her tongue down my throat, and I actually walked out of the mall scarred. Like I was like, "Is this what that's about?" I didn't like it at all at first.
Okay, that's a good story. I like that. All right, last two questions. Who is the greatest sports team of all time?
Denver Broncos.
In the mic.
Denver Broncos.
There you go. Great answer. And my always last question for everybody. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Yes.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
We're not friends anymore.
I will fight to the death. It doesn't, I wouldn't say it belongs on pizza. I just say I can eat it. Like it's one I could, like if there's pizza party and somehow that's the only choice, I'll eat it.
If that's the only choice at a party, I'm killing whoever's hosting that party.
This is a stupid fad for everyone to hate it. It's like everyone hating Nickelback.
It's legitimately bad, though.
But the fact that you get mad at someone for liking it, that's the problem, and that's the fad
because
right there.
It's so bad.
No, it's not. It's good to people. It's just like that sweet and savory kind of thing, you know? And some people like that. It's like when I like sweet, what is it? Sweet chili wings.
Yeah.
What is it? Thai chili wings. Sweet Thai chili wings.
Okay, but you know why?
But it's got sweetness.
You know why it's undisputably
a
right or wrong answer?
No, it's.
I'll tell you right now.
It cannot be a fact that it's a right or wrong answer.
Yes, it can, and I'll tell you why.
No, it can't.
Well,
why?
Listen to my reasoning. You know who fucking is like always livid about that shit? Italians.
I don't care.
Italians,
dude. Every pizza in
shit.
America is not even traditional Italian. You know what else I hate? But I bet you love Alfredo.
I don't really. I've never actually really. I don't hate Alfredo.
But you did eat it at Olive Garden.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I've never like been a huge Alfredo fan.
So you never dipped your breadsticks in Alfredo sauce?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's like the
I
best
just said
thing
I
ever.
don't hate it.
But if you got breadsticks, don't you want some dipping sauce with it?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but that's something that didn't.
I'm more of a marinara guy. All right, that's been our 10 life questions.
You can't just blow by that like you wanted to argue because Italians, it's just a prompt fact that.
Hey, they created it.
I don't care.
They get the definitive last word.
You like Taco Bell? Taco John's?
You know I do.
Yeah.
I love it.
I bet Mexicans pretty much hate all that.
Well, of course.
Exactly.
That doesn't make Taco Bell real tacos.
No, but you like it. That was the argument.
Yeah, well.
You're like, it doesn't belong on
It's
pizza.
wrong.
It's like,
It's
well,
wrong.
It can be if people want it.
It doesn't. All right. I talked about the Vegas trip a lot last week.
Okay.
Let's get your side of the trip.
What side do we want?
Just is there, okay. I pretty much told the whole story. Well, not the whole story, but I nailed the majority of what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who's listening will have heard that or can go back and listen to the full story. Give me some of your mile markers, just some of the things that stood out to you on the trip or things that you observed or felt or enjoyed during the trip.
Okay, for one, it is really nice to be able to go to a Raiders game that it feels like a mini home game. Like, I would have never thought in my life I'd go to a Raiders home game, but since it's in Vegas, dude, and the Raiders fan base didn't really give us much heckling. Granted, there's almost way too many Bronco fans there for them to give heckling. And the one time we got heckling was on the Strip, and they just did their stupid Raiders chant. The Raiders. Which is so open for someone to say,
Sucks.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't understand that that's a Raiders thing to do.
Yeah.
Because it is. It just opens up for you to just be like, yeah, you guys are suck asshole.
Yeah. Well, it's nice not only to be at a Raiders game where you have a lot of fellow Broncos fans, people that you can latch onto and be like, hey, we're kindred. A road game in general, any road game where you can find that is amazing.
Yeah.
But this was, yes, I agree, this was particularly special for the reason of it being a rival, all that. Did you know the Raiders were officially the first team to be eliminated from playoff contention?
Really? Well, because our division's so good?
No, because they're so bad.
Well, yeah, but...
They statistically could not... The whole conference is just too good. They statistically could not make it into the playoffs.
Because there's a lot of NFC teams that either have just as bad record as them, or if not worse.
Well, I don't know if they were the very first to be eliminated, but they were the first AFC team to be eliminated.
Mm.
And we did that.
After that game, that was it. Not even this last one with the Chiefs.
They had already been eliminated.
Sorry, Raiders.
I loved it. I loved it so much. Okay, other things from the trip.
What stood out to me? I don't know. I mean, I've been there so many times.
Just specifically from this trip. Specific moments.
The annoyance of because Formula One was there.
Yeah.
So, everything that, you walk down the Strip is just, pretty much barricaded off in a sense because the racetrack for Formula One, that was annoying.
Yeah.
And then the fact that, why are they so expensive, man?
Oh, everything, yeah.
Well, no, just the race in general.
Oh, yeah.
Just to check on tickets for that was $2,000. And that was just what, bleacher seats?
Dude, that was...
And that's just for watching them go by for
just
a second, yeah. I don't understand why that's so expensive to go and watch.
I get the appeal of racing in general.
Well, I get the appeal of it, but
at least in NASCAR, you can
see them the whole time.
Yeah.
You see them. They're going around a circle. I mean, that's not as entertaining because, I guess F1, they're doing
curves
turns everywhere. But, yeah, at least, NASCAR, it's like a field in front of you, pretty much.
You can see the whole track.
And then the last 10 laps on NASCAR, that's the funnest part.
Right.
That's when everyone is starting to boost to get forward. And then that's when you watch exciting stuff. But the first 490 laps,
yeah,
you're there to just drink, I guess. But it's still fun because you can watch them the whole time. Formula One, yeah, you're just like, they whiz by, and then what? You're just like sitting there talking to someone, and the thing's only for what, 2 hours?
Something like that.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, someone was saying it's like a 2 hour race. So they're $2,000 a ticket for, I want to say, bleacher seats. Everything else was like, if you want good, VIP-ish kind of stuff, it's like 10,000 plus. For 2 hours. And then we were at a football game, interacting with the football game and everybody around us for like 3+ hours.
Yeah. For a quarter, like not even a quarter of the price.
Yeah, exactly. I'd much rather go to a football game than a Formula One race.
It's definitely more of a foreign thing. Oh, I never talked about this. Talk about the British lady at the Irish pub.
About how Scotch ale isn't a thing?
It was the funniest thing. We were in an Irish pub. You're drinking Scotch ale from a Scotsman who poured it for you.
Yeah.
And a British lady comes up and tells you that there's no such thing as Scotch ale.
Yeah, she goes up to me, tells me, what is that? And I'm like, well, Scotch ale? I was like, that's not a thing where I'm from. And I was like, okay, what do you call it? And then she just like,
gave some weird...
She gave a bunch of kind of weird things like lager, IPA. And I'm like, well, Scotch ale is definitely not an IPA.
Yeah.
And I was like, what would you call it then? Like, if for a Scotch ale, you just call it by its specific name and branding? Well, and then we talked through other things. Lady was getting quite close to me, which was getting kind of uncomfortable. She bought our drinks without even knowing her.
Which was cool.
That was cool. I'll give her that. But like, we sat down and we just like ordered something, and she was going to get drinks because they're out in the patio part or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, we'll get theirs too." I'm like, "You don't have to. That's cool." And she started talking to us, and then that was one of the things out of her mouth is like, "That's not a thing." And then once she did leave, I asked the Scottish man, literal Scotsman
from Scotland,
guy, and he's like, "A Scotch ale. That's what it's called."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
And then she thought. She didn't even know where he was from. Like, I could interpret that was a Scottish accent.
I also fucked up, too.
Yes, but you're American. She's English. She should know what a Scottish accent is. So she's like, where are you from? Australia? And I'm like, I looked at her like she wasn't looking at me, but I'm like, what the? You're from England. You should know a Scottish accent. And he's like, Scotland.
And I had only heard him speak once. And I think the fact that we were in an Irish pub made me like...
But you got closer than her.
Yeah.
You said Irish.
Yeah, she said fucking Australian.
Yeah. So I was like, what? I was wondering if she was a phony or not, but...
Like she was just faking it?
Yeah, but then she did say things that were like very British. So like, when we were saying we are going to go to the Broncos game, she's like, oh...
American football?
Well, she said American football, and I was like, well, is that like college or is that like your master's, like...
Yeah.
You know, like your professional kind of
She
thing.
referred to it as like whatever they refer to
their
soccer.
professional soccer teams and stuff like that. Whatever she said. And I was like, okay, that's a definite British thing to say. I was like, yeah, it's National Football League. Get it right.
What about my farts?
Yeah, what about them, dude?
I was on.
Did you already talk about your farts?
I think I did, actually.
And the fact that you pretty much ran me out the bedroom and the bathroom.
Dude, my favorite one was...
when you farted and I ran to the bathroom, and then when you farted in the bathroom, I ran out in the bedroom.
No, my favorite one... That one was great, because you came back and you're like, ooh! But my favorite one was, you were sleeping, and I just let one loose, and it was literally like... Brrr! And then I just see you go like slowly open your eyes, like... You knew what it was, but also in somewhat of like, what was that?
Sleep trance or something?
Yeah. And I was
this in the middle of the night?
No, it was in the morning.
Oh. But I was still sleeping?
Awake.
But I was still sleeping?
Yeah, you were still like laying there with your eyes shut.
I don't remember that one.
Dude, my real only regret was getting fucked up as hard as I did that first night.
Yeah, because you were like a sack of shit in the morning. Like, you could not wake up or like get up.
But I knew what we were gonna be doing the rest of the day, so I was like, dude, if you want me to be fun at all today, I need to rest. Like, I need to, like...
I was so hungry, and then I had to go down and to the food court, and everyone was selling breakfast, and that didn't sound good for me. And I got Pizza Hut.
Pizza.
No, it's the funny thing is, because the day before, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get Pizza Hut while I'm in Vegas. The next morning, I grabbed
You
pizza.
actually did. I mean, that's good hangover food.
Yeah, I didn't want breakfast, man. I'm not a big breakfast
That
guy.
breakfast we had that one day was not that great.
Really, I did like it.
If I could have gone... Here's another thing I would have done if we could have gone back.
Pancakes were good.
I would have skipped all that, and I would have just went to the fucking tailgate and ate the tailgaters' food that they offered us. Those guys were super cool.
Yeah, but we didn't know if we were going to get a good tailgate or not, you know?
I know, I'm just saying in hindsight.
Yeah.
Like, if I knew then what I know now.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, I wasn't going to go the whole way until we got to the stadium to eat. That was not going to happen.
And I actually enjoyed that breakfast. It was pancakes, sausage,
and I now have
I did throw away them eggs because they look like
they
sponges.
Were kind of gross.
Yeah.
And I did discover my new favorite hangover beer.
Modelo?
Bro. That thing hit so hard.
Well, when we were in that sports bar, yeah, I know. You were like falling in love with it. And I thought I maybe had to take a seat away from you.
So I could be alone
Be affectionate with that beer.
Dude, it was so good. Like
you couldn't stop talking about how good that beer
because
is.
Because every time it touched my lips, I was like, oh my God, this is the... Have you ever been like drunk and eat the best burger you've ever eaten?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, except I wasn't drunk. I was hungover.
I know. It was funny because every time the damn glass touched your lips,
it was just the most...
That reaction. And you had to tell me about it, too. Like, oh my God, this beer.
Well, because we started with a Bloody Mary, which I'm not a fan of. But I know it's a good hangover drink.
Bloody Marys.
I've never been a fan. That was a good one, though. Some of them, they don't make them well, but that was a good one. Any other thoughts on Vegas?
I'm trying to think of what about? So the first night we went Topgolf, and we came back into a bar we thought looked cool. It was like a kind of a country-ish bar in the MGM. We went in there to watch the actual game, the Nuggets game. And this guy comes up to us. What did he say?
He's like, gentlemen, are you guys in town for the game? You coming to the Broncos game tomorrow? Or on Sunday? Yeah, we are.
And however, I said something to him. He's like, no, I'm the GM of this bar, and I'm a Denver fan. So all the games and everything is on all these TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cool. This guy's awesome. So we went and we pretty much watched the game, and then that's when CJ and Jacqueline came.
Who?
What's her name?
Yeah, Jacqueline and RJ.
RJ, sorry. Sorry, RJ. I couldn't remember. I haven't worked with him in how many years?
I got you.
So we met up with him, randomly a couple guys I worked at the mine with.
That one, oh yeah, that's right. That one guy that was with them, the Raiders fan,
mm-hmm.
I think he fucking hated me.
Dude, I think he hated both of us. He didn't want to be around us, it seemed like.
No.
Like, he was very distant the whole time.
Well, it didn't help that I, in my drunken stupor, said to him, I was like, yeah, this guy in his gay jacket or his gay shirt.
Guy needs to get over it.
Oh, I know, but and I'm like, I'm just teasing. And then I have a picture of all of us, and he's just like.
Yeah, I have a picture of us, too. But no, I talked with those guys at the mine. It was weird. And they weren't even there for the game or anything. They were just like, yeah, we're here.
That's so crazy.
I know.
Small world.
Yeah, it was weird. And then that GM guy came up, started talking to us, and he's like, yeah, let's
keep talking. Let me grab another beer.
Give me one.
But keep talking.
You not just want to cut this part out?
No, just keep talking.
It feels really weird when I'm trying to talk to you.
You're talking to the audience.
Okay. Where was I?
The GM.
Yeah, so the GM comes up to us and was, having fun talking about that Nuggets game that you lost anyways. But he's like, yeah, I'm going to the game, I haven't been to one for how long? Because last time was a big mistake or something like
Oh
that.
no, he said he got like. He said he was getting just destroyed, like just being called a faggot and shit like that.
Well, that's weird because definitely in that place, that's really. And I wonder if he kind of taunted them or something, you know?
He seems like he could get kind of wild
Yeah,
when he's drinking.
Well, we're like, yeah, let's tailgate, let's party at the parking lot in the stadium area, and he gave me his number. Guy seemed cool as shit, especially I was like, cool, now we got like this GM from the MGM, like, gonna be partying with us.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get free drinks at his place. I don't know. But
I didn't even think of that.
yeah. So we get there and I'm texting him like, hey, we're at the tailgate, you out around? And literally every text I was getting from this guy is like, let's party. And I'm like, okay, cool, where you at? Let's go. All right, are you guys
Where are we going?
here yet? Where are we going? Let's rage. And then same thing, like when we're throughout the game, not much texting. I think I texted our at least that touchdown that happened right in front of us. He said, where you at? I'm like, 11 rows up where that touchdown was. And then when we get out there, and we're all like hyped up because of the win, he texted me, so I just like, you know what? I can't get an answer out of text. I'm going to call him. I called him, and he's like, hey, man, what's up? And, I was like, hey, where you at? We're going to, drink, party, whatever. And he's just like, yeah, I see you. And I'm like, I'm in with thousands of Broncos fans coming down these stairs.
We met you once yesterday for like
2 days ago.
3 hours. Yeah, 2 days ago for 3 hours.
And I'm like, what? Where are you? He's just like, yeah, he's kind of mumbling around. I was like, I'm coming down the stairs. We're going to go across the bridge. Like, or I didn't maybe say that, but I was like, it was the stair area or the bridge area kind of. And I was like, where are you at? And he's just like, like saying something that he saw me, and then let's like party again, and then like hung up. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And
that was the end of the story with him.
Pretty much.
That ended our story.
It was like
with
one
him.
more text. Was like, I don't know if you like hung up or whatever. Like I said something. He's like, and then literally I think the last thing was let's rage. And I'm like, I'm done talking to this guy.
Yeah, he must have been pretty drunk. Oh, man. It was a fun time. Good trip. Always like going to Broncos games. Always like going on the road, checking out new stadiums.
The Top Golf was really cool. Did you tell him about Joey?
Oh, yeah. I went into depth about Joey.
Yeah, Joey. And like, we got up on the 4th floor, which there's...
It's like kind of a VIP area.
Yeah, and Top Golf is like a 3-floor place, usually, and like other places. And this was the 4th floor, and in front of us, this was the first night we were there, right? And then... in front of us, you could see the sphere going on, and then it was their qualifying times for Formula One. So we could just barely see the track and everything like that, and you could hear them whiz by while we're golfing all night, well, for a couple hours. And it was kind of cool. I took a video of that. That was one of the coolest things, is like playing Top Golf. And I wanted to do that last time I was there. And definitely, it was spendy, but it was really fun. We played a lot, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were there for like 2 hours. I always love going to Topgolf.
Yeah, that was...
The most underrated thing about Topgolf is their food. Their food is so fucking
super good. And we got it for free. Them chips, at least.
Oh, yeah, because they messed it up.
Yeah, well, it was like shift change, and the one girl forgot.
Yeah, it happens. Moving off the Vegas, because like I said, I talked a lot about it last week. For people that might not know... which they should by now because you've been on the show plenty of times. And then also most of the people watching probably know who you are. You worked at the Stillwater mine.
I did.
This was a big deal here in the local area. They laid off, 700 people?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it more?
I don't know the exact amount.
It's got to be one of the
something around there.
Biggest layoffs for a major company.
Was the biggest layoff for Stillwater ever.
Yeah. Well, it's you don't see that a lot around here. Where like one company will lay off. Like, I'd be like if Exxon just closed their doors, or the sugar beet factory.
Yeah,
places like that are like very industrial, laborious jobs.
And have quite a bit of actual employees.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the sugar beet factory employs like anywhere between 300 and 400 people.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably. And at one point in Stillwater, I want to say had like 1,200 people on all rotations.
So it's very rare around here to see something like that happen. If you're able to or willing to, give us a little like insight on some of that.
On why it happened?
Or just your experience with the way it went down.
Well, on the way it went down was year before that they had a layoff.
Okay.
Well, that's already a red flag in itself. And the ounces the ounces that we were getting, or the price per ounce we were getting, it was bad. It's been bad for how long? And I mean, this place is operating around liking to do $2,000 an ounce plus. Well, it's been tanked $800-900.
And isn't it because of Russia?
Well, I can't just say for a fact on what's going on, but Russia is a platinum palladium like one of the bigger ones to be mining that, and Stillwater's the one and only one in nation here. And what they do there is supposedly what I hear is like, yeah, they stockpile it, and that they are like the number one producer of it. So throughout, I don't know, with the Ukraine and Russia war, if somehow that kind of dipped the price horribly or not. I don't know all the business and economics of it all. I just know that they're big number one guy for it, and it killed the market.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if that's what killed it or whatever's going on, but I think it doesn't help that also, I don't know what part it plays. I mean, I think management could definitely be a huge issue in this. Also being owned by South Africa.
It is?
There's Sibanye Stillwater, so it's a big South African company that owns us.
Interesting.
So you have a different nation that owns our mine. So I don't know all the big chess pieces that are in play with this, but it fucked 700 people out of a job.
Good paying job.
Yeah.
Like, that's a hard gig to, like, go from expecting that kind of wage every month.
Well, and then it's unfortunate because a lot of people get into the same boat I'm in the sense of gotten into, that you get paid this much, but you live to your means, so you're just like right there. Now you lost that and trying to get into a better job. That's why a lot of them went tramp mining. They went to go into other states, so they're freaking flying in and out.
Or moving completely.
A lot of them are doing that, so because they need to keep that pay.
Pull your mic just a little bit closer.
They need to keep that pay right there. And for me, I have two little kids, and I do not want to do that.
Yeah. Well, and then that's even a bigger issue too, though, because then you got to find something that's going to subsidize evenly or close to evenly from what you were getting before.
And that's the thing is like, I'm trying something new out. Is a big pay cut for me. But maybe in the future, because they could have helpers and operators positions open, which that in itself goes right back to where I was making or more. And it's only 15 minutes away from my home. So if I can bite down and stick with it and get to something like that, I just, I have to start from the bottom again. Well,
and at least that's a mental energy saver too, though, is the better commute. Mm-hmm. You get to spend more time at home. You don't have to, because weren't you staying out there for weeks on end? When you would go out for your stints?
So, yeah, because my longest stint would be 5 days or 5 nights.
But you would just stay out there, right?
A lot of times. For me, what worked out best was for day shift, I'd stay to the camper that was in Absorky. And because if I went home, I have crying kids or, something waking me up, and I have just a little bit of time to actually be able to get good sleep for my 11.5-hour shift plus the 4 hours of driving time round trip. So you get home at like 8:30. You have to like shovel food in your mouth and go to sleep, and then wake up at 3:30 to get ready to work. So I stayed at the camper for that specific reason. But nights, it was so easy for me to, like say like I get off a night shift, get on the bus, I'm passed out. That's another thing with the day shift. I can't really sleep on the bus, especially like in the morning at 3:30 and you drive to the place. I'm already woken up. It's hard to go back to sleep, and then you feel like shit, like really tired going into the mine because you finally did fall asleep, but you didn't get enough. So like nights, I would just go home. I'd pass out on the bus, then drive home, pass out. The kids are either downstairs getting watched and stuff like that, so they're like not crying and up in my like face while I'm sleeping.
Right.
So that was kind of my cycle of things.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, that's going to be definitely easier on stress levels, or just a little bit better lifestyle living as far as being able to live at home and still like be right in town for work. Because now, what is it? Sulphur?
Montana Sulphur is where I'm working now.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. I like what I'm like on my hands and feet a lot. On my hands, but I'm working with my hands.
I'm on
on my feet a lot.
I just picture you
just bear crawling everywhere.
Yeah, like it's like what is this job? What's the details here?
But the problem that I was getting with the mine is, I was always in some sort of big equipment all day long.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like, it was just like not much mobility doing, like, there's a lot of jobs at the mine that is the case, but with the heavy equipment and the operating status of what I was doing is always like in rigs. And like underground, I was getting beat up in those rigs. So like there was this like worst case of all, because I'm not working like on my feet at all. I'm sitting down, getting thrashed around kind of thing. And I don't know. It's just, the work sucked in that sense. But like this place, it's non-union. I like that. So the fact that like they look for quality of work and not like seniority. And that's the problem with the mine. You got your senior guys there, but the people who are like me, I was on surface operating, and I was probably one of the most qualified people to be doing that job now, because now they have people who are in seniority have to go and get kind of shifted into doing this work that I was already doing. This stuff that I already know, been trained for, and can do it quickly. And now you've got people who've never done this, but now are going to go do this. But because they've been there for so long,
they get the job security.
Yeah, they get the job security, and that's the union part of it. But so this place is non-union, and it's based all upon your work ethic. And yeah, so and you're on your feet
and your hands
bear crawling everywhere. But you're working, you're moving, so I feel better that way. Like I feel like I'm moving my body, doing the work, it feels productive. So yeah, I like that part. Unfortunately for me, and it's just how it is like this all gonna be a pay cut.
Yeah,
and
that always sucks to have to start from the ground up.
Yeah, and that's definitely what I'm at. I'm at the ground up, and hopefully with trying to prove myself, I could maybe get into one of those spots.
Well, you already have a decent resume of doing operating work, so hopefully that will play into favor.
Kind of different operating work, but yeah.
Still. Hopefully we won't have to see a whole lot of these layoffs for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Because old fucking
Trumpy boy
DT is back.
That definitely, like, I don't know how bad in the hole Siboney Stillwater is, because there's threats of them might even having another layoff.
Yeah.
And shutting the doors completely for a while. And
well,
eventually it'll come back, because they got so much ore, like precious metal ores in there, that they want to get out eventually. But I think the problem is that, for one, I think Sabani does want to sell. I'm not sure about that, but they probably want to just get rid of it.
Wash their hands of it.
Wash their hands of it. But someone would want to get that, But like Sabani Stillwater started as a mom and pop spot where the mining infrastructure is not up to date for mechanical mining today, and they want to be mechanical miners, but they don't have the infrastructure of it. It doesn't really work that way. And like a lot of specific, like they have to almost manufacture retrofit stuff for that specific mine. So like if they'll talk to Cat doesn't make 6 yards or 4 yards no more, because that's not where the mining business is going anymore. They have to like specifically order stuff that is specifically for Sabani Stillwater. I kind of went down a rabbit hole there, sorry, but
yeah,
I didn't know where it came
like I
from
said,
on that one.
Hopefully we don't see a whole lot more of that. Hopefully
There
we
it
see
is.
jobs going in a better direction
I
and
agree.
wages going in a better direction. Hopefully we don't have to pay as fucking much in taxes. Dude, I am so fucking down for this Elon, like the thing that Elon's doing. Elon and Vivek.
I don't know what they're doing. Sorry,
It's-
I'm
it-
not really paying attention right now.
They created a new department. It's the department of like basically filtering out government waste,
Oh, okay.
government efficiency. That's what it is. It's the department to oversee government efficiency, which the acronym is Doge.
Oh yeah. I've heard that. Yeah.
And so but I like the idea of it because
These things that hurt my ears.
well you don't gotta wear them.
I'll put it over my hood. Maybe that'll help.
Okay. They yeah, because your hood was probably squeezing it onto your head like a freaking vice.
Put my
So
glasses off. See if that helps, because I feel like the glass get pushed.
oh yeah, we Elon was saying there's like 270 different branch offs of or government departments.
I heard there was just specifically so what I heard is there's almost 500 different
Well, that could be too.
government entities.
Yeah, but he said we could get that number down to about 90.
Yeah.
And he's like, that would eliminate a lot of government waste. I mean, the real issue that comes with that, which to me is you're going to see a lot of people getting unemployed. There's all these departments that probably span through states too.
Get another job. That's what I had to do.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that is one issue to this is you are creating
Unemployment in a sense, but I mean, how many people?
but you have to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to get rid of, because all these government jobs, and that's what they were saying. They're saying a lot of these departments are just doing things that other departments do too. Or it's they're just rolling it down the line to this other department.
Like a trickle down.
Yeah,
effect.
it's these people could just do things in these other departments. You could just consolidate so many of these into one department. So hopefully that will lessen taxpayer money that would go to those departments because they're taxpayer funded, which would lessen our taxes, and hopefully we end up just making more fucking money.
Yeah. I want overtime to be actually beneficial in my life.
See, I can't even get overtime. So,
when I get overtime at the mine, it's taxed at 42%.
Jesus, do you think he actually will make that happen? Because his promise was to make overtime
Let's just put it.
untaxable. Same with tips.
The thing is why, when someone wants to actually work past their scheduled work time, would that be taxed more on someone? Just make sense of that.
Yeah, why are they getting punished?
Yeah, why is it a punishment to get to do overtime at work to help yourself out? But
And help the job out.
yeah, help the job out, help yourself out. The thing, I don't understand why they think they can, up the taxes on something like that. That obviously makes me not want to do it because then you're getting, and there's like a literal specific time where it's not worth overtime. Like you can hit this like one marker, like it's like below overtime doesn't really make a difference. Over this, you're wasting your time, and then like right at the pinnacle is like, so you have to like almost like match mark that fucking hour of overtime, because like. I just don't understand the fact that, like, why are you technically punishing people for doing more work?
Well,
like,
and in reality, it's going to be beneficial to companies for not having to pay for not taxing overtime people, because then people are going to want to
work.
Do overtime.
Yeah, they're going to want to do it. And then that actually, it's like, what's that saying? Now I'm losing the saying. The pick yourself up by the bootstraps thing,
Yeah.
Like you're literally going to want to go and benefit yourself first, benefit the company. Fuck the government. These are my hours.
Right.
Like these should be my hours. I already gave you the money off of my damn check. These hours for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then you would have productivity going crazy.
Yeah, through the
because this is my money.
Well, and hopefully we see just more American jobs in general being rebuilt. I love his stance on the auto industry, where he's like, we're going to make American auto again. Because it's like, I didn't even think about this. It's such a great point that it never even like occurred to me. If you look in Italy, if you look in Germany, you look at all these other countries that are big car manufacturing countries.
Yeah.
They don't have Japan, they're not driving Chevys, they're not driving Fords.
They're driving their own shit.
Right. They're all driving Volkswagens, they're all driving Toyotas.
Definitely Ford has a good market in Europe though, so.
I'm just saying, like, you don't see a lot of those places carrying our vehicles.
So many different brands.
But you see a lot of those here.
Yeah.
So that's an unfair trade. It's like we're making them money by bringing their vehicles here. So you need to be like, hey, if you want us to have your vehicles here, then you better be taking some of our shit too. Like we need to have a fair trade.
I would look at the Ford market because I definitely think Ford is really wide range in Europe.
I mean, I'm sure.
I don't think Chevy is though.
Right, Chevy, Dodge.
Yeah, I don't think you see Chevys or Dodges over there, but Ford is definitely overseas.
Okay, well,
but
still,
I don't know how many.
We could make that more. You know what I mean? We could do more than that.
Well, that's the thing
and
about
that would create more jobs here.
So, what I heard is the fact with the tariffs is one reason why Toyota makes their pickups in the States.
Yeah.
They're manufactured in Texas.
See, but that's smart.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's what that's what Japan did, like Toyota did. Now the cars are not. Those I think are in Japan still, like Priuses and.
I think they're assembled here.
Maybe in Washington.
I think the only vehicle that's fully made in Japan is the 4Runner. I'm pretty sure.
I'd have figured the 4Runner would have been made in Texas too.
I'm pretty sure the 4Runner is the only vehicle that's.
Why would be that one?
I don't know. I'm just that's
because that's a Tacoma,
right? I don't know. I know Tacomas are made in Baja, California, or Baja, Mexico.
Yeah, I knew that Tacomas were, but Tundras were made in
San Antonio.
Yeah,
and then I know some of them are in Indiana, some of them are in Kentucky. It says where they were assembled at. I mean, I'm pretty sure all the parts still come from Japan.
But the threat of tariffs on a lot of these companies who want to move their manufacturing out of state or out of country,
that creates more jobs here.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to run a country like a business.
Yeah.
Who better to do that than a businessman?
Exactly. And then, like, we always talk about unemployment. You do a lot of the manufacturing here, which we were brought and raised up as a society in that sense.
What do you... sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, Detroit, man.
Mm-hmm. It's a dump now.
Boom in town back when.
One of the greatest. Now it's a dump.
Yep.
What do you think of, just because this is pretty recent development, what do you think of Biden...
being coherent again?
No. I was going to say pardoning Hunter pardoning his son.
Well, I don't know. I haven't even seen any of that.
Yeah, he pardoned his son after saying that he wouldn't. Because,
good.
well, it's just like, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but it does seem like an overreach of power. It's like you're all this talk of Trump, flexing his power and overreaching his power and blah 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 blah. And now Biden does it, and now they're all the it's a fucking double standard.
Hypocritical.
Right. And it's like, so this was what you've been running on this whole time, was that Trump is abusive of power and he's this dictator-like character. And then you have the current president doing the same thing.
What about the fact that they shot U.S. military missiles?
Dude, that was fucking unbelievable. Like,
just right before switch of power.
Trying to put us into a nuclear war
like,
with a fucking
mess up the fucking new
power. It's like, dude, and I'm certain Trump was on the phone with Putin like, hey,
ain't gonna fly with me.
We're a couple months away from this fucking not happening. Like, yeah. And did you see they were gonna try, like, I'm sure they will still do it, approve another couple $1 billion worth of money to send to Ukraine. I'm like, you're just trying to like tank everything before. That's such a like, at the cost of the American people. You're gonna be petty about this shit and like butthurt that your team didn't win, so now you're gonna fucking destroy everything for everybody else.
Yeah.
Not just America. You're potentially putting the world at risk.
Yeah, exactly.
So many lives over because you're pissed off that Trump won. There's a reason that happened.
Yeah, exactly. It shows. Yeah.
The American people saw right through your fucking bullshit. There's a reason he won the popular vote. There's a reason he won every county that wasn't a major metropolitan county.
Yeah. I know.
Dude, this is the biggest wake-up call they could have ever gotten. It's happened twice. Remember how confident everybody was that Hillary was going to win?
Yep.
And then the same thing, they didn't learn their fucking lesson. Same thing this time around. They were like, I mean, I had Eric on the podcast. He literally said to me, he's like, it's a pretty easy path to victory for Kamala.
Whatever.
And
I felt good about this election.
I did too. He said that and I was like, dude, I don't think you're right about... I didn't say that out loud, but in my head I was like, dude, you're saying this? Like, you're saying that there's an easy path? I think you are
surely
grossly underestimating the American people and what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because fucking CNN and MSNBC and Facebook and Twitter, not Twitter anymore, but Facebook and all these like
social media
are coming out and saying that that's the case, that doesn't represent the people.
No.
They tried to like make it sound like this was a much closer race than it was, and it wasn't. This is by definition a landslide victory.
Well, also the fact that
won in every battleground state.
Yeah.
And not only that, there was the blue wall.
Yeah.
They call it the blue wall.
The red wall now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Minnesota go? No, Minnesota went blue.
No, Minnesota always goes blue.
But Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania was a big one.
Ohio. We knew Ohio was going to go red.
Yeah.
But
I almost think Ohio's not much as a swing state as it used to be.
No. They said the biggest swing state this year was Pennsylvania. Kamala, the Kamala camp, spent $1 billion. $1 billion in Pennsylvania alone campaigning. Just to fucking lose.
It's like when we bet 100 on black at
Vegas
and lost.
That's exactly what they did. I want to throw this at you real quick, okay? Just because I actually kind of wanted to do it with Eric, but I never got around to doing it. I'm just
Hey, remember when we were watching that game? I fucking knew you guys were going to talk politics and hooligans, and I'm like watching the
When
game.
was this?
It was the Bucks Broncos game.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, "Hey guys, shut the fuck up. We're here for football."
I know. I hate doing it too. I get wrapped up in it too because I get so heated about certain things when it's like, dude, you are not seeing this you're seeing this through rose-colored glasses. You are not looking at this objectively.
Yeah.
And I've never considered myself Republican or right wing. I just know what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking idiot.
Well, you broaden out like a lot of things you can like look at independently wise.
Right. That's what you should do. That's what everybody should do.
Independently wise feels like everyone starts going right because they see through this bullshit that goes on through the mainstream media.
Okay, here you go. I'm going to throw these names out here, okay? Just take this in. Just absorb what I'm about to tell you, okay?
Okay.
First of all, I'm gonna name you some celebrities that endorsed both candidates, or they endorsed.
Wait. Can I guess which one they named? Or
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious. These aren't like too far off the beaten path, okay? But I'm gonna name you celebrities that endorsed one of the two candidates and got behind them. Okay, and then so you can tell me who they were with because it's, like I said, obvious.
Yeah.
But also give me like your general thought on that candidate. Okay, because I want
candidate.
Or sorry, on that celebrity.
Okay.
Just a quick thought. This would have been better with Eric because he was on the left. But okay, ready? Taylor Swift.
Yeah, left.
Right. General thought. Like just give me a like good, no, like you like her, you don't like her, or you're in the middle.
I'm in the middle. I don't care.
Okay, that's fine. Kid Rock.
Right as fuck.
Yeah. Up.
Oh, yeah. I like.
Thumbs up. Okay.
I like Kid Rock.
Mark Cuban. But
left.
Yeah. Elon Musk.
Yeah. Right. But yeah. Let's go, Elon.
Oprah.
And all the weird shit I hear about with her, I don't know.
Did you know they gave her $1 million?
I've heard that, and I've heard of what they gave Beyonce.
$10 million.
They gave Beyonce
10 million.
Someone was saying 20.
Oh, maybe it was. It was in the tens of millions.
And then Taylor Swift got something like $1 million too.
See, yeah, they were paying these people.
That's crazy.
I think they would have either way.
So you're buying your support.
Yeah. Okay. Jordan. Well, Beyonce's on the
Kid
list.
Rock,
too.
I bet they didn't have to do shit. He just was there, baby.
Yeah, I put Beyonce on the list. Jordan Peterson.
Right. Yeah. Wouldn't say he's a huge celeb, but I mean he is getting up there. Everyone kind of knows him now.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, right. The first time he's ever endorsed? Well, the first time he endorsed was Bernie Sanders.
Right.
But he endorsed Trump this time. That's crazy, you know. That was a big one, to be honest.
Oh, it was huge. The podcast, like, you're going to see a total shift in the way politics are done now. These podcasts are a huge...
They said it themselves, and they think it's... I've heard so many news snippets about how, you know, the younger generations on podcasts, and how a lot of these guys are perpetrating all this propaganda to them. Like, that's the way they say it, but like,
yeah.
This is the new way we have to do things.
It's just higher influence. And you get more views. Not only do you get more views from the podcasts themselves, but the clips that come from them.
Yep.
Like, garner so much viewership. That's just the age we're living in. Okay, Bill Gates.
Yeah, left.
LeBron James.
Left.
Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Ted Nugent.
Right as shit. Can't go any more right besides Kid Rock.
Leo DiCaprio.
Leonardo
DiCaprio.
Left. We all knew that guy's weird.
George Clooney.
Left as shit.
Dana White.
It's funny to me. Okay, right. It's... Yeah, I wouldn't... Even if I didn't hear them, I didn't, like, hear about their politics. looking at them and them talking, I could tell you exactly which way they lean.
Yeah. So Dana White, yeah.
Dana White's right. We all know
and
that.
Dave Portnoy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So here's the interesting thing that I wanted to point out. All those left celebrities that I just mentioned, like...
Are actors?
No. I made sure to go through... I did CEOs, I did like just...
You did more...
influencers,
all the rights,
musicians.
All the rights were like CEOs or business, like, somewhat. Like,
well, I put like...
Besides Kid Rock, Hulk Hogan, Ted Nugent, which are
I tried to mix it up.
No, I'm saying it's just like a lot of them have a huge business background.
Okay, but
they're on the right.
But you know
besides
what?
Oprah or Beyonce, I guess. But
and Mark Cuban.
Oh yeah, Mark Cuban.
But here's the biggest difference between those the celebrities I said on the right and the celebrities I said on the left.
The ones on the right didn't have to get bought.
Not necessarily. Well, okay, but check this out. This is the one. Of those left celebrities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8 are billionaires. Billionaires.
On the right or the left?
On the left.
Oh.
1 out of the right is a billionaire. Or Elon is the only billionaire out of those celebrities that I mentioned on the right.
Right.
And what is the thing that the left preaches all the time? Even distribution of wealth.
Yeah.
Yet all these billionaires are coming out to support the left? So all your supporters are the people that you...
Who the hell are the billionaires?
On the left?
Yeah. Besides, is Mark Cuban a billionaire?
Fuck yeah, he is. He's the richest one of all of them. Well, maybe Bill Gates.
I was going to say Bill Gates.
Taylor Swift is a billionaire.
Is she?
Yes. Mark Cuban, Oprah, Beyonce, Bill Gates, and LeBron James are all billionaires.
LeBron James is a billionaire?
George Clooney is like worth $800 million, so he's almost a billionaire. And I think Leo is worth like $500 million. So
LeBron James is a billionaire?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is he worth that, or does he have that actually in his account? What do you mean by that?
It's just the net worth. And of everybody, like, you would think Dana White would be. You would think Dave Portnoy might be. Nope.
No. Well, I would have thought Dana White over Dave Portnoy.
He's not.
He's what, 400 million?
Something like
500 million?
Something like that, yeah. But the rest, yeah. So that was such a glaring, just wow. Like, this is your stance, is like distribution of wealth, even distribution of wealth. And yet, all your fucking endorsements, all your endorsees
are literally
billionaires that you're paying to endorse you.
Yeah, you're paying these billionaires to endorse you.
Right. And you
need a check.
And
they need a check.
Do people really think that these billionaires were supporting them, thinking that they were going to get their taxes, like get all their money siphoned from them? Fuck no. And they lined their pockets by endorsing.
Yeah. Dude.
And like you said, all the celebrities that were on the right, they might have got some money out here and there, maybe not necessarily from the campaign. They might have just gained some money from like.
You know what's crazy about all that though? Think of that. The lowest check they gave out, you said what, was $1 million?
To Oprah.
Think of how many years that would take us. They just had to endorse how many years it would take us to ever gain that money.
And where does that money come from? Donors.
Yeah.
Dumbass left-wing donors were giving their money to the Harris campaign only for it to be given to billionaires.
Yeah.
How does that make y'all feel out there if you're you know what I mean? That's so
you want distribution of wealth and you just gave it to the wealthiest person.
So ass backwards. Ridiculous. Speaking of crazy left-wing bullshit, I want to touch on this real quick just because it's another topic, and then we'll do our taste test. The movie Wicked.
Okay.
We kind of talked about this yesterday. Dude, it's been a long time since there was a movie that was actually kind of popular. You know, like it's done pretty well in the box office, and it's...
Savannah wants to go see it.
Dude, there isn't a movie I would rather watch less than this. And it's not because of what the movie might be about. It is the press junkets that are driving me up a wall. Have you seen any of this shit?
Mm-mm.
Every press junket that Ariana Grande and whoever that other chick is, I don't know her name.
No idea.
It's just the most cringe fuel you've ever seen. They're crying in every interview.
Because they
For
empowered the gay community or something like that?
It's that, or it's anything.
Well, whatever you said to me yesterday, and it made him bawl.
That was one thing. It was like the song, whatever the song, there's like a main song in there. And they're like, it's empowering a lot of the gay community for what, and then they're like, I didn't know that was happening. That's what I wanted to happen. That's so beautiful. And then they start holding hands and crying, and it's just like,
cringe.
Jesus. Can we get a grip? What the fuck is going on here?
You know,
dude,
it's into everything anymore.
And it's like, dude, I just had to point that out because it's just such cringe fuel.
Well, you know what's crazy with all that? I've seen it on TikTok a lot. I never even touched the game. Didn't even really want to touch the game, to be honest. But this shit is just siphoning through and going into video games now.
Is it?
Yes, for like AAA. So BioWare thought it was a great idea to make their new Dragon Age as woke as fuck. And I've been seeing snidbits about it. So you can make your character non-binary, blah blah blah. And there's like dialogue between two, like, I am non-binary. What does that mean? You know, and like, so they're trying to like make it and like so compassionate and everything like that about this non-binary, and the other one's confused. Not what does that mean? You know, you're either a man or a woman, and like you're not understanding the feelings or what they're going through, kind of thing like that. And I'm like, dude, I play video games to get away from the real world. You know, we're playing like fucking fantasy shit, and I don't want politics in it either way, to be honest. So it's like I'm kind of indulging into something outside of my real world, or like sports in the sense, kind of like that. I want to just watch this.
You can tell they
pushed on me.
They backed away from that big time.
They did.
I mean,
and then there's also the point where it's kind of going the other way in the sense where they're doing the Trump dance. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
but let's just keep it at a neutral spot and everything. But like the video game things, like, dude,
I saw in
like the whole go woke get broke thing is
for real,
fucking for real, because the BioWare
tanked,
plummeted. Like they made this AAA game, thinking that sell millions of copies, you know, at $60 per pop, and I think they've only sold 500,000, and there's like the most refunds ever.
Wow.
People want to just like get away. No. It's like, dude, just do a business. Stop trying to get into fucking like compassion, emotion, wokey
I saw
bullshit, because especially the video gamers, dude. Come on.
I saw in the Spider-Man game where there's a clip where Spider-Man goes up to some guy and he's like, my prom date, something with my prom date, he's blah, blah, blah. So it's insane. And it's just like, but the funny thing is I saw like a clip where he says that, and then it shows Spider-Man look at him and then just starts shooting webs at him, like, or starts punching at him, I think is what it was, just starts punching him.
So I want to say, I guess I give a little pass to like gay.
No,
gay is whatever, you know, in my sense, and that thing. But the pushing of like the transgender stuff like that, yeah, like we obviously know what you're trying to do here, and like this game I'm just talking about. Also, when I bought Hogwarts Legacy or Hogwarts whatever game, I thought it was a fucking glitch in the game. I went to this, so you can go to this little town next to Hogwarts, and you go into the bar, and this woman who's the bartender starts talking to me. It has a man voice. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why does it have a man voice? And then it starts going on with the dialogue, and then says something about being used to being a him or something like that. And I'm like,
Now the wizards are trans.
Like, and this is based in like the 1940s.
Yeah.
This is like based in the past Hogwarts, and I'm like, dude, why do we have to put all this in there? You know, like, because they have to like have like some sort of diversity quota in a sense of like even sexuality. No one gives a shit.
This was a funny one I saw today. It's a Dragon Ball Z meme, and it shows. So it's three. It's like this: 3 different things or 4 different things. It shows Marvel Studios, and then it's like regular Dragon Ball Z, like the way it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And it shows DC, and it shows like a really dark version of Dragon Ball Z. Like it's very like it's still like good, but it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
And then it shows Netflix, and it's like the live action Dragon Ball Z. It's like shitty, but it's live and it's live action.
Yeah.
And then it shows Disney Plus, and they have Goku Black as a black character and Vegeta, and they're kissing. It's like that's Disney Plus.
Well, did you hear Accolade?
They canceled it?
They canceled it because, well, I didn't watch it. I watched too many things and heard too many things of Star Wars fans of how fucking ass it was. And just like their like woke propaganda bullshit they're putting into it, and it tanked.
Well, you could tell Marvel was dealing with that too, because you could see in like after Endgame, or pretty much I guess after, I'd say after the Spider-Man movie, the No Way Home or whatever. Pretty much after that, all those Disney Plus shows, a lot of the movies, they were just digging in with the woke shit way too much, where it was like, okay, this is so in your face and obvious, like, we're not having this. And you noticed they went dark for, like, this year, there was one Marvel movie, and it was Deadpool. That was the only Marvel, there was slated to be more that came out this year, but they're backing off of it. I think, one, because people are getting just the exhaustion of the Marvel stuff. Like, it's just too much, and people are starting to lose interest. But also, I think people are legitimately losing interest because of all this, like, forced woke shit.
Well, not to mention the fact that they're, like, pushing out the good main characters we know into a new class of adventures.
And most of them are, like, chicks, or... Which I'd have no... Listen, I have no problem with female characters, or female, heroes or whatever. That's nothing, no issue with me. But it's the forcing of it.
Well, yeah, they're really showing it in your face in that sense. But like every character is almost getting shoved, like pushed into a chick, like She-Hulk. So she's going to be the predecessor of Hulk. Mm-hmm. And Hawkeye, it's the new chick that's going to be, taking over for Hawkeye.
Josh Allen's fiance.
Is it?
Yeah, he just engaged. Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld is good for you, Josh Allen.
Good for you.
Good on you, buddy.
But like that you can literally see what they're like kind of doing. Like I never watched She-Hulk. I didn't really have an interest. Kind of the same that sense of like I was kind of getting kind of done. Endgame was.
It was the pinnacle.
It was the pinnacle. No Way Home was right there, too.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, what are they going to do? I'm kind of like, this was good kind of for enough right now, And now they're like trying to introduce these characters to be the new kind of... And what I saw as a clip with the She-Hulk, telling her troubles through life, sorrows through life, to Hulk, like, you have no match of what I've been through. Talking to the fucking Hulk... Which, when you watch throughout the movies of all the ups and downs he's gone through...
He literally ostracized himself and sent himself to, like...
Another planet?
Yeah, between that and in the beginning, he like, hid out in some, like, village to help villagers and stuff. Like, he removed himself from society because he was afraid of being who he was.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's...
And then, he's so afraid to actually even... bring the rage or the anger out of him to become Hulk. And then, like, he ostracized himself doing the village thing. He ostracized himself getting out of the fucking world.
Yeah.
Going to another planet.
Yeah, come on. You can't tell me he's gone through less or more.
And the fact of the battles and fights he's had to go through. Like
the people he's lost.
Yeah, the people he's lost. I'm like, why are we trying to compare these two? We know nothing about you besides you being a lawyer.
Yeah. And it just kind of became one of those things where it's like, there's just too much to try and consume. Like, you're just oversaturating the market too much.
Yep.
And it was already kind of being like that, and then it just really became that. It's like, okay, we got 3 movies coming out this year that you have to watch in order to keep up with the storyline. Oh, and by the way, we also have 6 series coming out that have 6 to 8 episodes in them that are an hour long.
The one I'm keeping up with still, though, is Loki. I have been watching that one.
I mean,
I think it was alright.
There's stuff to be, like, there's good stuff still, but it's just too much to, like, for somebody who has a day job and other shit going on in their lives, you have to commit to commit a good portion of your life to actually watch that.
They're also doing that with Star Wars. Star Wars almost more.
Agreed.
Their shows coming out. Dude, I watched I watched Mandalorian and
Rebels?
Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
No, Rebels is the cartoon.
Right. Oh, what was it?
The
Bad Batch. That's what I was thinking of.
They got the Bad Batch is a cartoon too.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that one is. They got
Ahsoka,
which I do want to watch.
Okay.
I do think that one looks cool. And they got the Acolyte. Then they got the guy from Rogue One. He had his own show.
Okay.
And then they just came out with another one with Jude Law. What's that one called? I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
It just came out too. So it's like, dude, they are just pushing all this Star Wars, and I'm like, I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's
especially
hard.
The fact that when you do fuck up, like something now that we have to almost bring into the storyline fact of Star Wars, you fuck that up with a bunch of wokey stuff. You almost lost me now, because now we have to kind of contribute that to the Star Wars timeline or era. You can't. No. That was just make believe. That was a daydream. That was never in there. Because Acolyte fucking sucked. I don't know. So you almost fuck up something when you do something like that.
Yeah.
Because now you have to almost implement that into the story.
Yeah.
At least me. I'm a chronological. Like, when I watch something, I want to watch it from the beginning to the end, and that's how this story world works.
I actually enjoyed the Obi-Wan series.
No, I'm not saying anything against that.
Right.
That's the one I watched too. There was some stupid cheesy crap they do. To be honest, I wish a lot of these superhero movies or the space movies and stuff like that would just go realistically rated R.
I know, but you gotta have. I mean, there's so much market with kids,
I know,
toys, and you know.
No, it's just you do realize what an actual lightsaber battle would look like if it wasn't PG.
Yeah.
Or even war. I mean, fucking clones shooting at other people.
Well, shit.
Against the rebels.
I mean, Revenge of the Sith was pretty dark and
still, I went and saw that as an 11-year-old, not traumatized of war.
Right.
But,
exactly.
But I'm just.
I mean, he literally kills a bunch of kids.
Right. We all knew that, but you didn't see it.
Right.
Though I don't want to see it in a rated R movie either. I never want to see kids die.
Right.
But literal war, rebels against stormtroopers, I would think I'd see more blood, or limbs and shot off, like Saving Private Ryan kind of thing. Yeah. If you were to really think about it, everything is I don't know. There must be, the army itself must be trained by. I want to take Shane Gillis's joke and say Taliban and the monkey bars, because they can't fucking shoot worse shit.
The Taliban, the monkey bars. All right, let's do our taste test. Let's set this up real quick. Let's give the pretense of what this taste test is going to be, and then we'll get it all set up. So, Mack and I are we've become. This has kind of become a running thing when you're on the show. We do a blind taste test. The last couple times we've done beers.
We did beers. What did we do?
The first time we did just
domestic
beers,
and then we did local craft beers.
And they were light, or not light, but it was Hefeweizen,
red beers.
No, we didn't do red beers.
We didn't do.
They were all like a golden ale, Hefeweizen,
You should do one with Scotch ales.
I know, that's what I was going to do this time around, but this time around we're going to do soda pop, which is going to be a little different. We'll kind of explain once we get it all set up out here. But yeah, this is going to be really interesting because I just found out I'm pre-diabetic.
You just found it out?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, it's fine. I can drink a little soda.
You're just taking sips, man.
I know. I'm kidding. Like, I don't think I'm in a lot of trouble here. I am gonna focus on my health a little more next year because of that. I also think partially my blood sugar was really high that day because I just did the Star Wars party the night before where we drank a lot of beer and ate a lot of food. So I could have just been running high that day. Nonetheless, I still am going to look. I'm going to take it serious, the pre-diabetic thing, because diabetes does run in my family.
Oh, okay.
So I just thought it was a funny thing to mention that we're doing a soda challenge, and I'm pre-diabetic. All right, let's set this shit up. All right, as you can see, we have a lot of soda here. We went ahead and went with the big boys because it was surprisingly cheaper to get the liters rather than cans or even the small bottles.
That liter was cheaper than getting a bottle at like the cooler right in front of the right in front of the cashier.
Yeah, these were it came out to like $2 a bottle, which is unbelievable. And again, I am pre-diabetic, so I'm gonna have to have one of these in my house because I'm not just gonna not have it.
Just put it in with a mixer, just slightly every once in a while.
It'll be fine. I'll bring it to some Christmas parties or something like that. But you're taking some of these with you.
A partially open soda pop. I'm glad. I bet everyone would be glad if you brought that up.
Okay, so apparently I'm going to go first this time because Mack insisted that I go first.
Yeah, you did it. I did first last 2 times.
Now, unlike previous times where we tried to blind taste test all of them, these are going to be head-to-head matchups instead. So here's the pairings that we're doing. We're basically going to try and figure out if we can discern between the two. Here's the head-to-head matchups. We have Pepsi versus Coke, which is going to be the easiest one. That's what started this whole thing. Was that Mack thought I wouldn't be able to tell what is Coke and what is Pepsi in a blind taste test. That is going to be the easiest, most obvious one of any of these. So Pepsi versus Coke. We're doing
hey, let's get that clear. I said in a mixer.
Well, whatever. I definitely still would be able to tell. A&W.
So. Not with alcohol.
We're doing 2 root beers. A&W versus Barks. Can we tell the difference between those two? 7-Up versus.
I want to be as confident and say that yes, we should know the definite difference because we love A&W, but then I don't want to say it and then look like an idiot on this if I got it wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
We have 7-Up versus Sprite. That's gonna be a tough one.
I think.
The toughest one, though,
I think it's going to be the toughest.
And this is the funnest one, I think. Yeah, Dr. Pepper versus Dr. Dynamite. So we have a generic brand versus a signature brand. And that's going to be the fun one to find out if we can discern the generic brand over the...
I bet they're the exact same thing, only one's generic, you know? Because, like, I feel like different companies, like, big, push their different tastes, you know, like they wanted to make a little twist to them. But that one is supposed to be just a cheaper version of Dr. Pepper, so I almost think that one's going to be exactly the same as Dr. Pepper.
Right. Well, we'll find out. Yeah, so I'm going to go first, and then...
To be honest, it wasn't that cheap compared to Dr. Pepper.
I know. Okay, here's my next question real quick before we get started. What are you the most confident in that you're going to get right?
Oh, my God. Like I told you, I think that the root beer is going to be the biggest giveaway, but I don't want to say it and make myself look like an idiot. Pepsi and Coke should be that should be easy.
I'm most confident in that, and I also believe I'm going to get Sprite and 7-Up right.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I don't think
because
you said you don't drink those much though.
True. Okay.
I feel like that one's going to be tough, to be honest.
I just got to make sure I know where my mic is, so I'm speaking into it properly and you can hear me.
Do you want me to tell you the
Yeah, you're gonna have to let me know what round it is, whether it's the Coke Pepsi round or the the root beer round or the Sprite round.
How about this? I give you one and you say, is root beer round, Dr. Pepper round, Coke round, whatever, and I'll say yes or no?
Oh, okay. So you're just gonna hand me one. Yeah. That's fun.
And then I'll give you the other one.
Okay,
after that.
that's good. And make sure to hand it to me on the bottom because I don't want anybody to think that I'm cheating because all these glasses have... Actually, I think I can put my headphones back on. Yeah, okay. It just helps so I can hear where the mic is and make sure that I'm being able to be heard. Okay, so yes. Just hand it to me at the bottom of the glass so that I don't want people to think I'm touching a logo that's going to give it away.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I can already tell before I can smell that this is Sprite or 7-Up.
You're right.
Right off instinct, like right off the bat, I think that's Sprite. But no, I think that's 7-Up. That's 7-Up. But give me the other one. I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison.
I gotta remember which one you have.
I'll remember. Damn, those are a little closer than I thought. I'm sticking with my initial gut.
Okay.
This is 7-Up. This is Sprite. The second one you gave me is Sprite. Okay. Yeah, remember where you had those though.
Give me them.
Okay, I'm very confident that the first one was Sprite or 7-Up. Second one was Sprite.
Okay, and then I'll put it on the check mark listing.
Yeah, you either check it or you exit. Those were a lot closer than I anticipated.
They were gonna be.
It's also okay. By the way, for everybody listening, these are warm sodas. They are not cold, which kind of sucks because that was not pleasant. I mean, a cold Sprite is way better. That shit just reminds me of being sick right there.
Yeah, pukey days.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is... Dude, I can tell by smelling them, bro.
What it is, yeah. I figured that would be the case, but you never know.
And I can tell you with unequivocal certainty, that is Coca-Cola. Give me the Pepsi. That is Coca-Cola, unequivocally. And that's Pepsi. Yeah. I know my Pepsi. I'm a lifelong Pepsi drinker. And I could...
Just don't get me wrong when I said it was a mixer, not just plain.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was unequivocally Coke and Pepsi. That was the one I was the most confident about. I could smell the Coke. This is... The smell test is going to be easy on this one.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Pepper. It's the Dr. Pepper round. Right?
Yes. I just thought it'd be fun to
Yeah. On my first test, I'm going to say that that's Dr. Dynamite. Ooh.
I knew these ones are going to be really, really close.
Fuck. Hang on. These are close. This is Dr. Pepper. This is Dr. Dynamite. The first one you handed me was Dr. Dynamite. Second one was Dr. Pepper. They are close, though. That's tough. Not easy. You remember where they're going, right? You're not mixing them up?
I know this one and the Sprite 7-Up.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
I remember what glasses they were in, so... God. So this is you might as well just give me both of them because this is the root beer round. So this is the first one you gave me. You remember which one the first one you gave me was?
Yep.
Okay. That's A&W, baby. That is A&W. And that's Barks because it's not as good. Hang on. Yeah, that's I'm standing 10 toes deep. This is the second one you gave me was Barks. First one's A&W. 10 toes on business with that one. Now tell me that I got 100% right. Can I take the blindfold off?
Scorecard.
Shall I take the blindfold off? And just let me just see the scorecard.
So let's go with
Hang on, make sure you're talking to Mike.
Okay, so Pepsi.
I see an X on there.
Yeah, you got an X. Pepsi, you got right.
Of course.
Coke, you got right.
Of course.
Obviously. DP, you got right.
Oh,
DD, Dr. Dynamite, you got right. 7-Up Sprite, you did not.
those ones I mixed up, huh? Wow. Interesting.
A&W and Barks, you mixed up.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. It was super funny when you're like, that's A&W, baby.
Wow. Shout out to Barks,
I
man.
told you this is going to hit. I knew I didn't want to be confident in this because this, once you're blinded, this is going to be a tough one. I figured this was going to be a tough one.
I could have swore. I mean, there was a second, and I don't know if you noticed, there was a second I hesitated.
Yeah, wait a minute.
After I took the Barks.
But you did get the Dr. Pepper one right. That was, I thought that one's going to be the toughest.
Dude,
one of
I
all.
can't believe I got the... This one's the easiest one. Like, it's so easy.
Do you want to taste test those to see if
It's
those
right.
one's
Those are right.
Okay.
I know I put the Pepsi in the Broncos cup because Pepsi is king.
Okay.
I'm a Pepsi guy through and through. There's another question for you. Coke or Pepsi?
I usually like Coke, but
You're insane.
I'm not the biggest. Well, no, it's because it's not as sugary. I didn't want it to be sugary.
Pepsi all day. What? Oh, blindfold. Pepsi all day.
Okay, I'm not gonna come in here confidently, especially with that root beer, because that's the one I wanted to say I was gonna be confident about, and then you fucked it up, and I knew it.
Bro,
I had a feeling.
it was interesting.
It's A&W all day, baby.
Dude, I swore it was. I'm a little pissed at myself, to be honest with you.
The confidence was hilarious.
All right. I'm going to get the mic closer to you so that they can hear your definitive answers.
Gimme. And I kind of showed the bottle to the camera when I grabbed it.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
All right. This is the test.
We'll do
to
the same
see-
thing where, yeah.
I gotta guess the cola, the root beer, the what have you.
Wait.
What?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Well, they're kind of getting flat almost. I want to say that's the Dr. Pepper round. I can't really smell it very well. Yeah, it's Dr. Pepper. Well,
Yes, it's the Dr. Pepper round.
God, this is gonna be tough, dude. I don't think that's Dr. Pepper. Well, fuck.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Man, why do they not taste Dr. Peppery? Well, for one, it almost doesn't taste crisp anymore.
The cold, yeah. It's because they're not cold. You're swishing it around. Trying to get some of that carbonation back.
Kind of. Fuck. All right, I'm going to just go. I'm going to say right one is Dr. Pepper, and this one's Dr. Dynamite. Signature Select Dr. Dynamite. Get it at your local Albertsons. You got it?
Yeah.
I had a feeling that one's going to be tough, and that one's tough.
All right, here's your next one.
Oh, fuck. This smells like cola. Right?
Yes, we are on the cola round.
That tastes like Coke. Fuck, these are close too.
It probably doesn't help that they've probably gone a little flatter.
They are a little flatter. That was a problem with that Dr. Pepper one.
Going in for a second taste.
I am. These ones are really, really, really close.
What are you thinking there, pal?
I don't know.
You're really struggling with this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is.
I want to say this one's Coke. I'll say this one's Pepsi. I really don't know on this one.
All right. Next one.
Wait, where's my water?
And I'll give you your water.
I'm going to clear my palate.
There's your next one.
This is the root beer round.
Mm-hmm. That's easy to sniff out.
At first taste, I want to say Barks. I want to say this is A&W and this is Barks.
Ah, God. Stepped on my freaking headphones. Alright, so you already know what the last round is, so...
Yep.
I'm gonna hand them to you as is. This was a hard one for me. For anybody listening, it's the Sprite and 7-Up round.
I figured this one would be hard too. I'm going to say this one's Sprite and this one's 7-Up. I really don't know on that one, dude. This does suck that they are kind of flat, or warm and flat.
Alright, that concludes our taste testing.
Come on, bring me the money.
Coke versus Pepsi? You got it right.
Okay.
A&W versus Barks? You got it right.
Hell yeah! I figured I'd taste Barks different.
Pff, I did not. Dr. Pepper versus Dr. Dynamite. You got it right.
Fuck yeah!
So you've already beaten me.
Yes, 3-0, baby!
But can he get a queen sweep?
I don't know.
Did he get them all right? First ever queen sweep on the show? 7-Up versus Sprite. You got it wrong.
Fuck! Damn it! I knew that one was gonna be tough.
Yeah, it was way tougher than I thought.
Damn it!
Now for the next experiment, real quick, because we've heard that if you combine
Coke and
root beer, it tastes like Dr. Pepper. And we're at a great opportunity here to actually try that. So, here's our... That's our Dr. Pepper right there.
Oh my gosh, we should almost do a blind taste test.
Oh, you want to try that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the concoction, though. Like, do we just half and half it?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want me to dump something out?
No, it'll be fine. I'm going to fill this up a little more, though.
And are we just putting one into the other?
Might as well. Because that root beer one's already pretty low. Want to make them...
Well, we could just trust each other and just close your eyes so we don't have to blindfold.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. We don't got to waste... I'll let you go first. Or you want me to go first?
I can go first.
All right. Okay, so this is the... Can we tell if it's Coke and root beer, or is it Dr. Pepper?
I don't know if we got the concoction right.
Yeah, it could be like 2 parts Coke, 1 part, I don't know. So we'll find out real quick here. I'm just going to hand you both of them. Here, just take that one.
Okay, I don't hear you through this anymore. Or is
That's because I wasn't talking in the mic. Yeah, I'm going to hand you both of them. I know which ones are which.
Okay.
Yeah, I trust you. Keep your eyes closed. Just keep your eyes closed. I trust you.
– That's that diluted shit we just did, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Okay, well, hang on. Now, let me try.
Doesn't taste like Dr. Pepper.
It doesn't? Okay, well, then I won't even...
You could dump it and then try again.
It's whatever.
Try it and you can put it in.
It just tastes like root beer.
It does.
It just tastes... That's the problem with root beer. It's so overpowering.
I wonder if you did it with Barks instead.
It's just so overpowering that it doesn't... It overtakes the flavor. It takes over the taste. Root beer does.
That's why I think you need to do 1 part root beer, 2 parts Coke.
I think you're right. Well, we'll test it out after this. Because I don't want to spend too much time mixing and matching different sodas. I just wanted one more little nip off that DP, baby.
It's all about the DD, dude.
Dr. Dynamite. There's also Dr. Thunder out there.
Shasta.
Shafta.
Can't believe they don't sell Shasta there. I bet that one would be tough.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. All right, well, I think that just about wraps us up for this week's episode, but we still have to close out with a positive, motivational message from our guest today, Mackenzie Anderson.
I hate these. I don't know. You put me on the spot with them. I never think about it.
You've been on the show how many times?
Yeah, but still. I'm not a motivational speaker.
Pull that thing right up to your jowls.
I'm not a motivational speaker.
When I cut this together, it's going to have all these sodas in here, too, when I do, like, the big collage at the end of the year.
I don't know. What do you want me to motivate about?
Okay. Here's the best way I could probably offer you this. What's a word of advice that when your children look back on this, if they were to look back and watch this video sometime in their teenage years or even their adult life, what's a word of advice that you would give them?
We did this last time, and if I was to say I was to go back and, think about stuff more clear instead of what did I say? Because this is exactly kind of the same conversation we had. At this point in time in the podcast, you'll have to cut this part out for me to think.
I won't.
Why?
Because I don't want to.
This is a lot of just...
Don't want to.
A lot of just me, thinking and contemplating here.
Well, the listeners just listened to a whole, 20 minutes of us just swallowing soda.
Yeah, but we're guessing. It's fun.
And a lot of, dead air.
But we're guessing. It's fun.
Yeah. It's good visual.
Because the last time I said, pursue your dreams. The things that you think, back in the day. Keep going at them. But I don't want to say that now. It's already something I said. I want to say something different. But
yeah. Well, I just think that's a good way to put it that helps you maybe think of something is... Because you have kids, so it's what's a word of advice to them?
If I was to say a word of advice to my kids, in a sense, is... the best way of saying is like live below your means in a sense. Like if you got a good job, don't just be paying or spending like you have a good job. Save that stuff because this is what's hurting me now in a sense. God, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm just almost ripping it off of the top of my head here. And more of mine is like finance right now.
That's fine. That's good
Have
advice.
a security blanket. How can I say this in a good inspirational way? As I guess no matter what corner you take in your life, please like be secure in every sense of your well-being, your life, your financial ways. Know that there could be hardships in front of you, any hiccups in front of you, as what it did to me. You know, think of what could happen, what could be in the future. Just as what I can say is just be secure in the cell and be smart about your circumstances, finances, and everything in life. That's all I really got for you, because that's the only thing I can really think is inspirational is like...
Plan and prepare.
It's exactly it. There's plan and prepare for what could be. Coming from the embodiment of that right now.
Just, I think a good way to say it would be always be prepared for the worst. But yeah, I like the way you said it.
It kind of sounds doom and gloom when you say it that way, though.
Right, but also, like, I see what you're saying. Like, be smart, be secure. Like, make sure you have a nest egg of, whatever. Like,
yeah, definitely. It just don't live too right at your means. Just I wish I listened to what my grandparents did or what my parents kind of did. They're worse than my grandparents in that sense. But I'm just saying, it's like what my grandparents did is, they did. They were building that nest throughout their lives, and they retired great. And then they could, be able to live life retired and great after, working all their lives. And at the moment in time with me, it's like now I have to start from scratch again and stuff like that. Don't live right up to your means of what you are getting, and
put a little aside.
Yeah, put a little aside.
Yeah, that's
Mutual
good.
Funds.
I like
Investment.
I like it.
Invest in
He got there,
yourself, baby.
folks. He did it. Give him a round of applause, everybody. He figured it out.
Terrible. That was like, yeah, no. I mean, that's not a very good inspirational speech when it comes to financing, but it's a very important thing because it's definitely something I have to talk about now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, is just to take from your life experience and offer it up to the listeners.
But I can't put it in a motivational speech because I'm not a motivational speaker.
It's fine. I'll cut it up so it sounds real nice.
Okay.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining yet again here on the Life's a Garden podcast. Shout out to Mack for his, fifth appearance?
Yeah,
something like that.
Fourth or fifth.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, but most importantly, don't forget, life's a garden. Dig it. Just gotta keep on keeping on.
Why don't you talk in the microphone? I got a back right here. Back of my. Life's a garden, dig it? You make